You know what? Yeah, you'll think that you've gone through tough times in life and you've been exposed to harsh environments until you go to the Nigerian embassy in London. My God, everyone told me that this place was chaos.
Welcome back to Chokitable Media. Have you been to the Nigerian embassy before or lately in any country of the world? Let me know the treatment you receive from there and how the staff are doing. Even the environment of the embassy, let me know how it is. Are the embassy staff well taken care of? Is the embassy where it is situated, is it well taken care of, clean, neat? What about the human relation of Nigerians or from the staff to the Nigerians coming for different type of businesses over there? Please, I need to know. Put your comment in the comment section and let me know how you felt or how you feel when you get into the embassy of your own country, your dear country, Nigeria. I have right here an experience of a lady who went to the embassy of London recently. What did she encounter over there? How was she treated by these people claiming to be representing Nigeria at the embassy? This woman in this video is complaining and is apparently stressed up, upset because of her visit to this Nigerian embassy in London. She refers to the embassy as a nightmare in real life form and describe a series of frustrating events that caused a lot of stress and delay in time for her while went visiting. All this detail is captured in her video. Number one thing she encountered is compelling printout in a digital age. You understand what that means? She's annoyed that she had to print her appointment receipt and birth certificate despite the fact that she is living in a digital age, claiming that she has already sent this document online to them. Confiscation of phones. Have you experienced that too? They confiscated our phones. They confiscated people's phones if you go in there to visit. She goes on to say that phones are confiscated because they don't want people to record the chaos inside the building, saying that if you record anything in here, no one will ever go. So they know what they are doing. And that is why they seize the phone from people. Excessive time delay. That's another point of hers. 11 a.m. appointment delayed, and at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, she still hadn't gotten her issue resolved yet, having experienced to leave by 12 p.m. in the afternoon. So poor organized service. That's another point of her that she raised. She described a disorganized setting with individual crying, other getting upset, a guy walking on the counter, and some area where no one had the slightest clue what their numbers was. Abrasive or stressful staff. She recalls an administrator, auntie, who told her, "Don't stress me," and a staff worker who start crashing, this F word, when she didn't have a paper copy of documents she had already uploaded. Redundancy and bureaucracy still, exist over there. People are just there to hustle for themselves. It's part of the point this lady actually made. It was ridiculous that she had to pay £3 to a man with a printer and laptop services to print a document she already had, and that this man was also hustling for a meat pie. Unresolved problem. So her document was rejected eventually in 1 minute without a visible reason, and she had to go away with nothing sorted out for a whole day. Our time was wasted with our father's time. Is it failure and non-criminal when administrator become rogue? The second half of your question appears to be philosophical and editorial observation about administrative failure of our state due to rogue or corrupt administrators. That's the question somebody was asking me. The lady's grievance fall in line with this notion as she's gross about a nightmare experience at a state official institution, the embassy, incompetent and disorganization, insufficient of procedure, tardiness in time, unnecessary concern concerning documents and figures, petty bureaucracy, corruption, rudeness and lack of professionalism by administrator. She's essentially using her own experience to highlight what she perceived as a defective state service. So, what is your own experience? Let's listen to her.
You know what? Yeah, you'll think that you've gone through tough times in life and you've been exposed to harsh environments until you go to the Nigerian embassy in London. My God, everyone told me that this place was chaos, but I was not prepared for the chaos that I was about to see. So boom, me and my dad, we're like, yeah, let's go get this passport because I'm going in November, right? I'm excited. I seen the green and white flags outside. We travelled like 4 hours by car and by bus. Like, we were ready. 11 a.m. was my appointment. We even walked to the embassy because the tube strikes were on. So we get there, we come in, a guy standing there. He must own the place, I don't know, but he's looking at me like I owe him money. So I'm like, what's wrong? And he's like, have you got an appointment? I said, yes. He's like, where's your appointment slip? I'm like, appointment slip. My dad whips it out his bag. He's like, here, 11 a.m. I don't know what this Nigerian embassy's obsession with paper is when we're in a digital world, but apparently you need to print everything off. Anyway, so get downstairs and they say, give me your phone. There's a guy with little slips in a cupboard taking people's phones. And I'm sitting here thinking, why does he need my phone? Oh, okay, it's a government official place. No, they don't want you to have the phone because if you record anything in there, no one would ever go. Anyway, 11 a.m. is my appointment. 11:45 comes. I've been sitting there for 45 minutes. There's kids crying. People are asking questions. Auntie's getting frustrated. Someone's redoing the weave in the back. It's crazy, right? Anyway, we come to the front. There's no one on the desk. And then this guy comes. He runs out. He's on the desk and he's like, what are you here for? And I'm like, my passport. Anyway, he looks at it and he goes, where is your birth certificate? I'm like, we already uploaded the birth certificate on the website. Why do you need it now? He's like, you've come without your birth certificate? He starts crashing the fuck out, man. He starts crashing out. So now I'm crashing out because he hasn't travelled as far as I've travelled today, yeah? And he's like, you're going to have to go to services. Let me tell you what services is. So we go to the back to see services. It's a guy with 3 laptops and a printer. You pay him £3 to do this, right? Tell me why this man was selling meat pies. He was helping people get their documents and at the same time hustling us for a meat pie. I love a meat pie, but not in a stressful situation. The last thing that I wanted was a meat pie. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, we print off the documents. It took us another hour. So it's approaching 2 p.m. now. I was meant to have my appointment at 11 and get out by 12. That was my idea. So the next thing, I have no place now. My ticket's gone, right? So I've been called and no one's actually directed me to where I need to go. So there's this tiny little box room in the back and there is about 20 people inside this box room in a queue. They all have numbers, but no one knows where the fucking numbers have come from. People are asking me what number I am. I said, what do you mean? My ticket's over there. Like, my ticket's gone. I need to see Auntie. I need to see Auntie to look at these documents, right? Auntie comes out. She did not look happy. She was not happy today. She looks at everyone in the queue and she goes, order. Get in order. You are stressing me out. And I say, I don't even know what I'm meant to be doing. I'm just meant to pass you these documents. And she looks at me and goes, don't stress me. I said, what? I'm just trying to get an answer. Anyway, after all of that waiting, I'd go into the room, I sit down, she looks at the documents. I was there for 5 seconds. She goes, no. I said, why? And she was like, this birth certificate won't pass. I said, why? She didn't give me a reason. So at this point, I'm sweating. There's kids crying. There's Greg's wrappers everywhere because people are eating their lunch inside of here. And I look at my dad and I just say, never bring me to this place again. Never, ever bring me to this place again. I don't care if I sound like a diva. If you have ever been to the Nigerian embassy, you will know how chaotic it is. And you see people go in with smiles, excitement. They're ready, they're cheerful, and they come out drained. I have never experienced anything like that in my life.
If you think he has lied, please put your comment in the comment section. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And let me know what you feel. Please let me know what you feel. If it is the same thing where you live. Have you ever visited the embassy? Or are you planning to visit the embassy? How are they doing? How are they faring? If you've gone there, what is the comment that you have for us? See you next time. Bye for now.